What's good? What's good? Savage Drive in the motherfucking building, man. Savage Drive in the building, man. Y'all go to www.com, OG Hollywood Speaks, and get that Savage Drive, man, because y'all already know it takes a savage to survive out here in this flatland. You got to have the drive to get to where you going, man. Welcome to the Dayroom, man, where everything go. Where everything go, and that's square business, man. Make sure you step in the day room with your fucking mental, because if not, you will go to sleep thinking about what happened today, and that shit might carry over into tomorrow. It's kind of like Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, if you drive in the wrong way. Like I say, we back up in this bitch like a G-string, man. And it's LA to Texas. Once again, shout out to the motherfucking Texas Rangers for doing the Texas thing, man. Bringing the trophy back home. It was 50-something. It was 500-something thousand a day out there, man. So salute to the Rangers, man. However, man, still a Texas thing, man. Like I say, we got 5-3 Cartoon in the building tonight, man. Cartoon come ready to give his spiel, man. Just like everybody else came to the day room to get a spiel, man. So he's here to give his spiel, tell his time spent in whatever system he was in. I don't know. But we know one thing. I don't save nobody in the day room. It's every man for themselves, right? And it's gonna be like that until this motherfucker closes again. But like I say, welcome to the day room. At the end of the show, I'm quite sure, man, Cartoon will answer any question you want to ask him, because he ain't running from no smoke, man. Welcome to the day room, man.
Hey, man, can they hear me? CEO fuck up the audio in the building, man. Ask the chat, can they hear me, man?
Look, man, if you're in the chat, you can hear a CEO fuck up your audio, man. Again, what you always give him, and that's a warning, man.
Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. What? Hey, man, where my people at? Miss Mocha Bird, can y'all hear me? Type one in the chat. Y'all know I fuck up the audio, cuz. I'm gonna fuck up the audio. That's just what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about this shit, and I'll be talking and cussing, and y'all won't hear a bitch ass thing. But God heard me, because he know I meant it, nigga. Hell is you talking about? Yeah.
Say, man.
What's up, OG, man? How your day went today, man?
Oh, man, you know it's always good, man. Everything is good on my end of the field, man, because guess what? When you measure up that shit I went through, this shit out here can't be nothing but good, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
500,000 was in the building today out there in Alton, man. Showed up, hung out, salute the Rangers, did our thing, man. Guess what? It's day room time, man. And that's what that is, man.
Hey, OG, what you think about that Tyson Fury fight, man? You saw that shit?
Yeah, I seen it. What you mean what I think about it?
Man, did he lose or did he win? Man, that nigga whooped Tyson Fury. Nigga, what the hell is you talking about?
Last time I checked, what the ref say?
What the who say?
What the ref say?
Oh, that's some bull. Listen, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, they done raised a bunch of niggas' hands that lost. It's a whole bunch of niggas got their hand raised and they lost, nigga.
Say,
Fuck
man,
the
look,
ref.
Look, like I said, as long as the motherfucking ref say he won the fight, he won the fight. It don't matter what the motherfucker on the outside of the ring talking about. And that's real.
Man, fuck the ref. They cheated, cuz.
Well, I'm from the old school. If you ain't cheat, you ain't trying to win. It's the only honest motherfuckers that lose all the time.
Oh, see, yeah. I told y'all OG Hollywood is a con man. Now, let me get this right. This nigga OG Hollywood always been a con man. He ain't been nothing else in his life but a con man. Listen, and he good at it. This one of them niggas that good at it. Them ain't them bullshit con men. This one of them ones that's good at it, nigga. I done seen this nigga choke a guard out over some money. Now, how the fuck you choke an employee out? He let you choke him out, and he don't go get you up. Yeah, this nigga here a con man like a motherfucker, man. Y'all don't believe this nigga at all, man.
Say,
Yeah.
all I gotta say about that, man, is it's all about leverage, man. You got to have leverage on the situation. The reason why he didn't turn me in, because I had leverage in that situation. See, fair exchange ain't no robbery. There ain't no rules in that shit. When you take my shit and you don't come through, you suffer the consequences and repercussions, right? And on
Right.
that day, it required a little bit of WWE. Same thing like I say right now. I didn't come off the top rope, man. I just applied a little bit of pressure to that neck, man. And it got some straightening, man. And that's facts, man.
Okay, so explain that. Why you choke the lawman out and how you get in a situation where you got to choke out a lawman. Because everybody ain't been to jail and everybody don't understand that. You in here with a life sentence and you is choking a staff member out and he accepts the choking out and it's business as usual. Help me understand. Just explain that situation for us.
For one, anytime you in a position, man, where it's money being transacted from my hand to his hand, it's no different from the streets. When he don't come through, he got to pay it one way or another, man. And that was my message to him. It don't matter where we at, man. You owe, you gonna pay that. On this day, he deserved the choking, so that's what I did, man. I choked him out. And I didn't have to worry about that no more. On that next break, he paid what he owed. Simple as that. Now, how I did it, penitentiary rules are always in effect. And they in effect right now, so I got to keep that close to my vest.
Nah, fuck that. I'm getting him on the show. I'm getting him on the show. What that nigga name? Andrew? I'm getting him on the show. Fuck
that. That nigga name is Old School Porter. He was missing motherfucking 3 fingers.
Yeah, Old School Porter. Yeah.
And he was out of motherfucking 5th Ward, and the nigga used to smoke crack in my cell.
Yeah, listen, I'm getting that nigga on the show, nigga. Yeah, we ain't doing that one side shit. We ain't doing that one side shit.
You just hear what I said. The nigga was smoking crack in my cell. The nigga was putting it on there and bringing it back in my cell with the crack pipe, with the choke in my cell. If I'm holding it down for you and you smoking crack in my cell, you gonna take anything that I give your motherfucking ass. And on that day, he deserved the choking. Simple as that.
Yeah, well, man, we gonna leave that on pause till we bring that nigga up here. You is a con man, and that shit is one-sided. Yeah, you done did some bullshit. You done threatened to kill a man mama. You done got pictures of his family or something. You done did some real conniving ass, West Dallas ass shit to make that nigga not tell. All that smoking crack in the cell, I understand that. But nah, nigga, you goddamn choked out the law and he ain't give you up, nigga. That was some bullshit.
Hey, man, all I got to do is say this here, man. I ain't never choked a man that didn't deserve to be choked. And on that day, he deserved to be choked. Facts. And that's simple as that.
Well, listen, man, tonight, man, we got California in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say I don't know. This might not be the first time California been in the building, but it's the first time I've been on the show that we've been able to ask some questions from somebody that's from the turf, as they say, or somebody that's from the land, right? What do I mean by the land? I mean gangland. I mean the motherland. I mean Los Angeles, South Central California, where all this shit started at, right? And we get to get him on the show today. And, you know, as you say, he get to give his spiel. So what's some of the things you looking forward to out this conversation, OG?
Well, man, you know what, though, man? You know, I've been around a lot of gang members in my lifetime, some from all around the world, right? And I know they all got their different perspective on what banging is, right? So I'm looking to ask those questions. What's the difference from banging in Texas than banging in LA? I need to know that first. And another thing I need to know is where did it all start at? You know, because I done heard motherfuckers say that they was in a Crip neighborhood. The Crips put them down. They didn't get jumped in. All they did was get put down, right? I done heard that story too.
Right.
So I want to know the whole spiel on what's the proper protocol for getting in this shit and getting out of it. And like I said, this is just one person's spiel, and we all got opinions, man. I might get a motherfucker up here next week that bang and write the book a different way, right? But today, we gonna get it this way right here, man. So What's your spiel on it? What you trying to find out?
Man, what you mean? How a nigga got in it and how a nigga got out of it? Well, I ain't understand. Now that part is real easy. Yeah, a nigga got his ass kicked, and when the shit got too deep, nigga tried to swim out of it. Some niggas ain't make it to land. Some niggas did make it to land. Yeah, that's how that shit went on this end.
No, cause I done seen it. I done seen it play out different when I was in that institution.
Right.
Some motherfuckers said they wanted to exit stage left, right? And the motherfucker said, well, the only way you get out from here is you get life flighted. And where I'm from, life flighted means they need to break your plate at home. You had some niggas that was so serious about that shit, ain't no jumping out. Only way you gonna get out is you get killed out.
Right.
So that's why I say it's different with different people. So but we gonna get the spiel on this shit tonight, man. Like I said, man, for those that just tapping in, man, welcome to the Dayroom, man. Welcome to the Dayroom, man. And that's real, man. But
yeah, I gotta put these headphones in, man, so it don't be too much echoing going on, man.
So man, like I said, man,
cartoon in the chat, man. He say he trying to hit the link, man. Let me send homie the link.
Yeah, send him the link, man. He's supposed to be on this side of the fence, man. What he doing over there? He might have to get DP.
Might have to line that shit up. Yeah, man, I'm gonna ask him about that Crip Max shit too, man. Nigga got lined up out there, man.
As they say in the Crip world, nigga, you ain't in here, you gonna get DP when I catch up with you. Whatever that shit, man. Yeah. Motherfucking disciplinary, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. Y'all in the chat, man, hit that like button. I don't know what y'all do on CEO channel, but don't come over here and don't hit no motherfucking like button. I don't know what y'all do over there, but when you come over here, hit the like button, man. That's disrespectful, man. It's just like speaking when you come to the house. Hit the like button, or it's just like sitting at my table eating and getting up and walking off. I ain't gonna have none of that shit, man. We're a little bit more disciplined over here, man. Hit the like button and we roll. This is the Dayroom, man. And that's for real. In the building. Foundation Nation is in the building, man. He just showed up, man. So we're going to bring him on, man, and see what he got to say, man. We'll bring him on and see what he got to say, man. But in the meantime, between time, man, like I said, man, welcome to this badass Dayroom, man. The hottest show on the set, man.
Hold on. OG, can you still hear me? You know I fucks up the audio.
You in there, man, like a G-string, man.
Okay, we in there. It's all good, man. We got Cartoon, the homie Cartoon that pulled up. People are here in the show to check them out. You told them to hit that like button. Did they hit the like button? And don't talk about my people on here, cuz.
Hey,
don't
man,
talk
look,
about my people.
Look. First of all, let's get this shit straight. That's one thing you can't do. You ain't gonna tell me what to say.
Now, why you wore all that blue? You ain't from nobody's set, nigga. Why you on here? Yeah, why you ain't wear that red, nigga? Don't be coming up here cripping all of. I just realized. Don't be coming up here cripping all of a sudden trying to match and shit, nigga. You ain't from that set, nigga.
I respect what's in the Dayroom.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I can match the energy, nigga. It's a whole bunch of shit you don't know.
Okay, well look. That? You should have wore a ski mask, because you and the guest known for robbing motherfuckers. Yeah, both of y'all got life sentences for robbing people. So you should have wore a ski mask and not the goddamn blue jacket, nigga.
What I'm trying, back in my days, nigga didn't wear no mask, nigga. You went in as is, nigga. It was I already understood when you showed up. The people already knew what you come to get. Ain't nobody playing. Yeah. You already knew when we show up. Handing it off. That's that new shit. Put a mask on and go in trying to hide and all that shit. That shit didn't go with us. We already knew what time it is. And when we come in, you knew what time it was too.
Right.
It's on the two ways out of this shit. Get the money up or suffer the consequences and repercussions. And I don't think nobody wants the consequences. Everybody want to go home at night. So don't try to protect what's yours. That ain't yours.
Right. So listen, we got OG Cartoon in the back, man. And we finna bring the homie up, and we finna get the show cracking. We 20 minutes in, and we on time, man. So let's take care of this business, man, and get this business done. OG, what's good?
Oh, what's up, cuz? You all right?
Yeah, we good, man.
That's what's up, homie.
Hey, man, welcome to the day room.
That's why. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you, man. Glad to be here.
Yeah,
Ain't
man,
no,
we got you in the building. I got a quick question for you. Have
Come
you
on
ever
with it.
been to Texas before?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I got a, I got a, I got a sister that live in Fort Worth. I got two cousins that live in Dallas. I got my son live in Houston.
Oh well, shit, man. You Texas connected then.
Right. I just left Texas about let's see, about 4 5 months ago. I was in Dallas and Fort Worth for a family reunion.
All right. Well, listen, man. This OG Hollywood. Go on, holler at him, OG.
what's up, 5-3? What's
What's
good?
going on? What's up, homie? Glad to meet you, man.
Same to you, man. Like I said, man, you already know when you come to the day room, man. I don't know if you ever been in no Texas prison, but all prisons sometimes run the same, right? The day room is the day room, right?
Right.
Uh, only motherfuckers that's gonna show up and not blow up the ones come to the day room. Everybody come to the day room ain't real. We recognize that too, right?
Right.
And, because a lot of shit go on in the day room. So when a motherfucker ain't real, they stay in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no, that's real. That's the only way I can give it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right. Right.
And we all know that everybody go down that road ain't real. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of motherfuckers stay in the house when the real shit get ready to go down. Even some of the real ones, if we can agree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But once again, man, like the CEO said, man, welcome to the day room, man.
That's what's up, homie.
So
Yeah, man. Yeah. He say you say you been checking us out, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. I've been I say for about let's see, at least 3 months now, man. Probably a little, it might be a little bit longer than that, man. I've been, you know what I'm saying, dipping in here, dipping in there. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff going down in Texas right now on this YouTube world, so I keep my ear to the ground.
Right, right. Plus you got family, man. Well, listen, man. Time is the most valuable thing we have, man, and we ain't gonna waste your time, man. We appreciate you catching that day room. You know what I'm saying? Catching them doors when they roll. Cause like OG Hollywood say, a lot of people can't come over here, but there's a lot of people that just won't step in the day room. You know, some
Right,
people get invites and they won't come out. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So I just want to appreciate you for stepping into the day room. Appreciate you for appreciating the content, right? And let's see if we can add some value to these people's life, right? And just showing this Texas to goddamn Cali connection, man. So give a brief introduction for the people in the day room that don't know who you from. I mean, who you are and where you from.
Okay, man. Man, I'm Cartoon One, man. I'm from East Side Avalon Gangster Crip, 53rd Street, man. Born and raised in South Central LA. Done did a whole lot of time, man. Almost 40 years behind them walls, man. I'm 59 now, and I'm just shoot. That's basically about it, homie. You know what I'm saying? With that prison life, that YA life, that street life, man. You know what I'm saying? Been doing like all of us, trying to make ends meet, trying to make it work.
Right, right. Okay, that's a good segue, man. So we're gonna kind of switch questions, me and OG Hollywood, and some questions may lead to questions, right? So this how we gonna start it off, man. You spoke on YA, right? And for people that's in Texas, for the listeners out here, YA is TYC. Here in Texas is called the Texas Youth Commission, right? In California it's called YA. What does YA stand for? Youth Authority?
Yes, really, the real name is CYA, California Youth Authority.
California Youth Authority. Okay, so we got TYC, they got CYA, which they abbreviate to YA, man. So give us a little background, man. What first, how old you was, and what led you to end up in YA in the first place?
Oh man, my first trip to YA was like I got locked up for a robbery in our hood, and that was like 79, like the late 79. End up getting popped for that, going to juvenile hall. End up catching what they call YA life, which is a 7-year term in YA.
Right.
By 1980, I had landed in YA and just started doing my time, homie.
Yeah. So that's kind of like similar here, where you saying you in there till you 21, basically. That's what the 7 years amounted to.
Well, that's what they give you. You don't really have to do it. If they give you what they call wide life, they're gonna give you 7 years, but you don't do but 2 years off of it. Cause I hit Y in 80 and I got out in 1982.
Okay, I got you. Yo shot, OG Hollywood.
So let me ask this cartoon, man, because I know everybody, everybody answers this type of question different, right? Short-term, long-term goals of joining that Avalon Crip gang.
Short-term learned. Well, that'll be something I would say. I can answer it from what I have now as far as short-term or long-term goals go. But now, as a kid, when I first got involved with gang activity, I didn't have no goals, period. Wasn't looking for no goals. Didn't know didn't know nothing about no goals. All I know, it was a rite of passage. You coming up in the set, you live here, you from here. And couldn't wait to start banging. You know what I'm saying? All the kids I went to elementary school with, they brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles was from the set. So, as little kids, that's all we would talk about. Man, I'm glad I get old enough, man. I get jumped on. I get jumped in. I get quartered in. So, when we got to a certain age and the big homies were like, cuz y'all ready? We like, yeah, homie, we ready to shoot, man. Yeah. I want to get out. So as far as goals go, we didn't really have none then, homie. We was taking it day by day, just doing what we do. You know what I'm saying? They, in Cali, they, other people, it might be a pastime, but in LA and Cali, homie, it's our culture. You know what I'm saying? It's our heritage. It's our culture. You can't do nothing in LA and the red and the blue is not involved in it. I don't care if it's rapping, money making, dope selling, whatever you do, Crippin' and Blood is gonna be involved with it because it is our culture. It's what we come up under. You know what I'm saying? And even before the Crippin' and the Blood started, we had already had other gangs in LA. So we just migrated over to that and just kept it going. But as far now as short term, long term, the short term, I'm just really doing my thing, homie. You know what I'm saying? I own a security service in Alabama and I'm doing this YouTube thing. So I want that to blow up. But long term, you know what I'm saying? I can only say that I'm just trying to make sure that me and my wife and my family really don't need for nothing. Man, I was talking to a cat today and he had offered me $60,000 for my book. And I told him, I said, no, homie, that ain't enough. I ain't gonna do it like that. And I guess he spoke with his people, and they came back. They say, look, man, we've been checking out your YouTube channel, checking out your story, because my YouTube channel is basically my life. That's an autobiography. I'm just putting my stories that I happened in my life onto the YouTube. And so they bumped it up to like 100 racks. Now, and that just happened today. So now what I got to do now is just sit down, get that pen and that paper, and start writing.
Right. Hey, congratulations on that, man. Real quick, man, that's good, man. That's the best thing. This shit gotta equal goddamn some money or equal something. I got another question, man. We kind of jump forward, but tell us how you joined the Crips or joined your neighborhood gang. Was it because you was there? Did you get jumped in when you went to YA? Was you already on the set? So forth like that. Kind of give us a rundown of that. What generation, right, are you? Was you in the first generation, the second generation, or the third generation? And did you go to YA already on the set, or did that happen once you got in the YA?
Okay. As far as let me speak on that, because I tell people all the time I'm from the third generation. But now when you come to speaking on generations, nothing's written in stone, because all these different sets that's in LA, they came out at different times. And the generation is whatever your set is. Now, say like if your set came out at the beginning, you go from there. But now you got sets that came out in the late 70s. You got sets that came out in the 1980s. You got some sets that came out in the 90s. So, of course, they generational differences would be different. As far as me, from my set, I'm from one of the oldest sets in LA. And I'm what you call the third generation. Our first generation from my set was the Avalon Crips. And then the second generation was the homies who started the Five Trey Avalon Crips. Right. And I came right behind them.
Right.
And as far as like in LA, man, in them 70s back then at that time, like I say, banging was a rite of passage. You know, it was the thing. If you live here, you from here. Wasn't no
Right.
such thing as you gonna live here and run up down the streets every day, and you know the homies gonna see you and wasn't gonna put you on the set because you was gonna get pressed all the time. What's up, cuz? You know, when you ready to start banging. And if you was on some, man, I want to play basketball. I don't really want to. No, no, no. They was gonna pack you out. They was gonna jump you and tell you right then and there, okay, you from the set now. So if you done got whooped for it, you might as well start banging. And so that's how that went. Then you had a lot of us that couldn't wait. You know what I'm saying? Here we are, 7, 8, 9, 10. We come outside, go in the park, we up and down the street. We see older homies standing around, G'd up, you know what I'm saying, doing what they do. And those were the heroes of the neighborhood, those who we admired. And we like, dang, one day I'm gonna be just like him. I remember me and my little crew, about 7 or 8 of them, we would all pick older homies that we wanted to model ourselves after. Like, I'm gonna be like him, I'm gonna be like him, I'm gonna be like him. And so, we just waited until, you know what I'm saying, we was old enough. And usually back then at that time, it was gonna always be between the age of 12 and 14. You know what I'm saying? And you one day when you pick it, you come in the park, you come in the hood, wherever you got going on, and you let the homies know, man, what's up, man? I'm ready to do this. They like, you ready, little homie? Yeah, I'm ready. They gonna put them hands on you.
Okay, so at what age did you hit that park and catch that fade?
I started banging when I was late 12 going into 13.
13. So what park was it? It wasn't St. Andrews, huh? Because I know that's
No.
8 Trey.
No, that's on the west side. I'm an east sider, homie. I'm from South Park, one of the biggest parks in LA.
Okay, South Park is where y'all got it on at.
Yeah.
Okay. Yo shot, OG, Hollywood.
So let me ask this. So you 12, 13 when you got put on the set, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was it like when you went to school? What was it like when you went to school?
Before or after?
Okay, we'll go before. What was it like for Cartoon going to school before he got put on the set?
Shoot, nothing but a regular day. Me and all my little partners that we ran with, you know what I'm saying? We would run around and we was claiming the hood before we got put on it. You know what I'm saying? Right, writing stuff on the wall with markers and, you know what I'm saying, claiming it like we was righteous, legit, but we hadn't got put on yet. And that consists, that was every day, until the day came when we really got put on. So as far as, really wasn't nothing, every day what kids do, 10, 11, 12, just running around, you know what I'm saying, biding our time till the homies recognized us and said, come on, it's time.
Fast forward. So now you got put on and you going to school. What changed?
A whole lot. A whole lot, man. Now you walk different. You walking different. You talking different. You looking different. You feeling different. You acting different. As a young kid, now it's in your mind, oh shoot, I am official. I'm really from the set now. You know what I'm saying? So you trying to be tough, you trying to have a certain type of swag. The little girls, they noticing a little difference. So you like, oh, you from a gang now? I'm like, yeah. I'm whoop whoop wham. So now here come the, you picking fights with the Bloods, if it's any at the school you at, and you just going through the motions of trying to make sure that your homies recognize you, they see you. You know what I'm saying? You doing every little thing. You might be a young kid, but now you want to go put work in. So back then, during my time, it's usually with the shotguns. And so, homies, if they, they feeling you, they like, come on, little homie, get in. You in the car, homies doing drive-bys, you in the car, you looking, I'm like, you want to bust? Yeah. They putting the towel across the back window. So when you pull, bust the gauge, it won't, hit too hard or do something. And you doing some, they give you your first joint. They give you your first, drink. And you just happy to be around. You hanging out, little kid, sucking up all they talking about, all that. So now you at school, you tough. Now this is when you starting to get kicked out of school. You fighting. You don't want to go to class. You want to hang with the homies. You want to roam the hallways. You want to do all this. So now all this comes. So you got a straight path to either getting sent to continuation school. Continuation school is when you get kicked out so many different schools in LA, they send you to alternative continuation school. The next step after that is juvenile hall, which we wasn't tripping anyway, because during my time, the mentality was, oh, I can't wait to go, because you want to go up in there and show enough get your gang bang on now,
Right.
you know?
Right, man. So let's get into the actual history, right, of the whole Crip thing, right, for us as out-of-towners. I actually been to LA a bunch of times. I actually just recently lived there for 6 months in 2001, right? So I understand the culture. I understand how it's engraved into the lifestyle and things like that. But I would honestly say, right, being out here from Texas, right, and me personally, being introduced to cripping or gang lifestyle through like Colors, right, or seeing the movie Colors and seeing this for the first time. I never saw a Crip prior to Colors, right, and seeing my neighborhood eventually getting turned to Crips, right, as you know the drug game started spreading more and people from LA start showing up and things like this, right? And then me myself getting put on the set and things like that, right? This what I didn't know about it back then that I know now about it, or the way that I perceive it now. Back then for us, if you was a Crip, it encompassed everything with the blue flag, right? It's like, hey, we Crips and we ride with Crips. End of discussion, right? It's not until me going to LA and me being around people and being around the culture that I understand that the whole Crip thing was like a adjective to describe what kind of gangster you was versus us being like all Crips. Because I'm like, well, hey, how did niggas start banging against each other? Well, they like, hey, back then it was old school gangs, old school gangsters. And people didn't want to be labeled whatever that other, you know, the old way. The new way is the Crip way. And we Crips. And so amongst the youngsters, it kind of just spread it in that manner. So now that I'm old, I say, damn, so now I see why it was more in y'all area, the set versus the color. I don't know if I'm making sense there.
I'm trying to understand it.
Okay, so my question is how did it go from being just a Crip thing, right? Let's say like a Raymond Washington creating the Crips to it being, and you might not have this answer, right? This not something you may be able to answer, right? But this may be something you could give a little context to, right? Because you much older. I'm 45, you 59, right? I'm saying at the inception of it being a Crip thing on the east side, right? How did it transform to so many different sets and so many animosity amongst just, you know, how did the brotherhood go? Because in other cities, when you get to Alabama where the culture isn't there, right? Or in Texas, we all Crips. Am I making sense?
No, I know.
Yeah,
No,
especially
I'm
in
answering
the 90s.
that for you.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
go
answer
ahead.
that for you because I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, I had a conversation earlier today with one of my partners. He in Texas right now, you know what I'm saying? And we was talking along that lines. But okay, look. From 69 to 79, you had pure, unadulterated cripping. You know what I'm saying? No matter what part of LA you were, if you throw that C up, you was accepted by the other Crips. It started on the east side. Raymond Washington started on the east side, and then he took it to the west side. Now, I'm finna enlighten a lot of people to something that some people might, you know, want to get upset about. Like, no. You hear a lot of people on YouTube, you hear a lot of people on TV say that like Big Tookie was a co-founder of Crip. Took wasn't no co-founder of Crip. No. Raymond, when he started it on the east side with his partners, after a year or two, he took it to the west side and gave it to Took and all of them over there. And they took it and ran with it. Now, he did help. He was very influential and spread it on the west side.
And growing it.
But when you say a co-founder, that means you was there of the inception of it, and you helped form it and make it. No, Took didn't do that. Raymond and his crew did that on the east side and then put it on the west side, and it spread it like that.
Right.
So now once it started spreading, around, it was just, at the beginning, it was just East Side Crip and West Side Crip. Okay, around 70, 71, you had a set on the East Side, came out called Castle Crip. They played out. Then right behind them, you had the Avalon, my set, the Avalons and the Kitchens, Cute 102s, you know what I'm saying? Dudes start taking it upon themselves to say, okay, we want to put our own name on our section. We all live here. We want to be called this. We all live there. We want to be called this. So that's when the name giving started giving. So once you see these cats over here start calling themselves whatever they was, they like, well, shoot, homie, we gonna call ourselves this over here. And it went to the West Side, and they started doing the same thing. Boom, 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 boom. So now it was all good at one time. 1979. Everything went bad, homie. That's when, everything went bad. You know, Raymond ended up getting killed. Took ended up going to prison. That's when the A-Tray gangsters and the 6-0s fell out. When that war started, it was pretty much the beginning of the end of what we knew as Crip before the end. But even before the A-Tray gangsters and the 60s fell out, you had the 5 Broadways and the 4 Trays fall out.
Right.
And they fell out before the A-Trays and the 6-0, but it wasn't talked about because they sets wasn't it wasn't blasted like that. But now when the A-Tray gangsters in the 60s did their thing, it went worldwide. And that same year you had the 107 Hoovers and the 9-0s, which were Hoovers at the time. 9-0s was Hoovers first. The 9-0 Hoovers and the 107 Hoovers, they went to war. So all that happened. They war started, the 4 Trays and the Broadways started, the 6-0s and the gangsters started, Raymond get killed, go to prison. All that happened in 1979. It was like that year was the beginning of the end for what we knew as Crip. From that point on, it just started getting worse and worse and worse, based on the fact that with the 6-0s and the gangsters having they beat, it was just a natural progression. Seth started choosing sides. I'm riding with the A-Trays. Well, I'm riding with the 6-0s. And slowly but surely, it started splitting LA down the middle. It took a long time for it to get to where it is now, because now basically you have the gangster car and you have the in-hood car. Right. Then you have the Hoovers, which they turn criminals. You have another smaller section, the mafia car, stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, now and what's cool about it, what's messed up about it is, I tell people, Crips are Crips' worst enemy today. You know what I'm saying? Since in the last 20, 25 years, Crips have been they have been their biggest enemy. You got Crip sets, they will jump over their hereditary blood set that they've been beefing with since the beginning of this thing. They're ignoring them just to go past them and get at their enemy Crip set. That's just how much Crips don't like each other. That was one of the things.
How much turmoil it is. Well, hey, what you got, OG Hollywood?
Oh, what I want to know, man, is this here, man. I want to go back to when you said they would give you the shotgun and put the work in, right? So when the work get put in and you officially in, right? When do you come time for you to put somebody down?
When you get older and you build up your status, you build up your name, you wouldn't, as you say, put them down per se on your own. You might have a partner that you know from another area, and you might be in his ear like, man, come on over here, man, join my set, man, go on, get quartered on, woo, 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 woo. And you little kids, so he might be like, man, you want me to be like, yeah. And what we did back there, you would bring him to the set and tell the other homies like, look, cuz, hey man, this such and such is my partner, man. He live on such and such. He want to be from the set. And so the homies would be like, oh, is that right? Like, yeah. Okay, well, he got to get out. And they go from there. They're like, you want to bang from the set, homie? You're like, yeah. Okay. They'll put him in that circle and go ahead and put them hands on him. And after that, you know what I'm saying? He in.
Yeah, he get out. Okay, so real quick, I just want you to break this down for me real quick. What set does your car align with now?
I'm out the gangster car. I'm from Avalon Gangsters. We out the gangster car.
Okay, y'all in the gangster car. So that's also with the trays, right?
Yeah, with the trays. Anything because the number ain't really gonna make a difference. But like anything that got a gangster in their name, you know what I'm saying? As long as you can be such and such gangster Crip, you in the gangster car.
I got you. All right, man. We gonna keep it moving, man. Keep it moving on, man. We gonna get to doing prison time, man. Let's talk a little bit about the prison time, because you did a bunch of time in YA. You get out of YA. How long is it after you out of YA that you end up in actually California State Prison? And what's the first prison you went to as an adult?
I got out of YA, and when I got out of YA, I stayed out a month and a half and came right back and went to prison. Went to the county jail. You know, in our county jail, you got the Crip module. You know what I'm saying? 4800, 4700. And from there, went straight to San Quentin. But now, a lot of people say, San Quentin, I wasn't behind my first term, I really wasn't behind the wall like that. You had another unit called H Unit. I had took a deal for a year county lid, but now I wasn't even a county lid. I just took a year. No, I took a deal for 16 months. Now in Cali at that time, 16 months, you're going to do 8 months, 20 days. Or you could just do what they call a county jail lid. Man, the county jail so unhealthy and nasty. I told, look, man, I'm not staying in this county jail. Go ahead and send me to prison. So my lawyer was like, well, you know what I'm saying? You go to prison, you're going to have a record and you're going to have to, take more time. I'm like, well, that's what she told me, well, they'll give you 16 months. I'm like, okay, if I get 16 months in the pen and I'm going to go do 8 months, 20 days, or I stay in the county jail for the 8 months, I mean, go send me to prison. And that was my first bid. I went there, got out again, I stayed about 2 months and went back and showing up started bidding in.
Oh, okay, I got it. Before you go to your question, Hollywood, let's ask him this. What's going on in this picture right here?
Let me see. I had just got out of prison. I've been out of prison about 2 hours. Man, that's my road dog, man. That's my heart, my other half, man. That's Mr. Crazy Ray. He AIP right now. I had been home about maybe about 30 minutes, and cuz found out when he knew I was out, he came to the house. My baby mama was the one who took that picture.
Right. OG, what you got?
So I noticed you said module, right? I mean, I never heard of that until you said it now. Of course, I'm not from LA, right? I'm Texas bound, but go ahead and explain to the people what that means and what could a person expect when he go to the module.
Okay, the word module is just used for another word for saying your unit, whatever unit you in. They just, call it a module. The module I was in was the Crip module, 4800, 4700. I went to 4800 first, and then we eventually opened up 4700, and I ended up over there. 4700 and 4800 was the Crip module. The police had to make that module because LA County had so many Crips in it running around. The homies was wrecking shop, tearing stuff up. You got to look. You got thousands of Crips, young wild dudes that's off the chain, beating up white boys, beating up Mexicans, beating up Bloods, beating up any and everything that they can get their paws on. So the police was like, man, look, we need to put these dudes in a certain area where if they want to beat up something, they can't do nothing but beat up themselves. 4800 was born. 4800 was born about 1984. So anyway, when you get popped, you a Crip, you was going up in there. So now here it is. You got a unit. You got 13 cells up. You got 13, whether 12 cells or 13. Anyway, you got 12 or 13 up. You got 12 or 13 down. The cells up top held 4 people, but they put 6 in there. You had 2 floor sleepers. The cells downstairs held 6 people with 2 floor sleepers. So you got 6 people up in the top cells. You got 8 people downstairs. And you just in there, homie. And when you got all these Crips, you can't come in there, snitch, jacket, a buster, a mark, a hoe, anything. When you get caught up in that Crip module, you gonna be down for your grits and gravy, or you was gonna get tested, beat up. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. You had some fools in there might rape you and all that. So if you came up in there and you wasn't down for your crown, you know what I'm saying? You punking the game. You got to stand on your 10 toes. if you in a cell, you might be in a cell upstairs with like 7, 8 Crips from a different set, but now you got other homies in there, but not in a cell with you. You might get in an argument over the cards, candy bar, or whatever, and it's time to get out. And you don't want to get out because you scared. Man, dude's finna get on the bar like, hey, woo, woo, hey, man, your homie up here punking the game. Man, this fool's straight up mark. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Woo, 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 such won't, and he want, you know, hey, y'all can have it. They'll throw you to the dogs. And boy, hey, look, you seen a bad day then, homie.
I was just finna ask you that, Cartoon. I heard about the Crip module through YouTube, right? Probably the homie Kev Mac videos or something like that. But give us your worst day in the Crip module, man. Give us Cartoon worst day in the Crip module, whether it was something you experienced or whether it's something you watched go on. What was your worst day in 4800? If you could just sit back and remember, like, man, this shit fucked up, but this is what it is.
I would say it would have had to have been when they put us next door, because there was so many Crips they couldn't fit no more of us in 4800. That's when they end up opening up 4700. So the police came one day with a clipboard and they was telling all the sets that's going next door, such and such, y'all going woo woo woo, and they calling out sets. If they call your set, go ahead and pack your stuff. You're going next door to 4700. Okay. When we got next door to 4700, it was about I would say between 14 to 17 9-0s already over there. They couldn't put the 9-0s in 4800 because there was too many 8-tray gangsters and too many Hoovers. That'd have been a bad deal for them. So they put them next door in 4700. So when we end up opening up 4700, all these Crips came over. So we was over there, I say, for about a month, maybe a month and a half, and the 9-0s got into it with the Watts car. So a lot of times it's the Watts car, but now even though a lot of sets in Watts, Compton, South Central, whatever, they might beef on the streets, but now everybody know it's strength in numbers. So when you come to jail, you put that to the side. Now we the Watts car. And at that time, the Watts car might have been 50 deep, but they end up getting into it with the 9-0s. And they end up, when the doors racked, it was a big old ride. You know what I'm saying? It was about me and about 4 more. It's about 5 Avalons up there. You know, I got all my homies in the corner. I'm like, cuz, man, let's get up against the wall. We ain't got nothing to do with it. So other sets getting out the way, and they bumping upstairs, downstairs, coming over the tier, down the back stairs. They doing their thing. To the riot squad, the police was able to get in and break it up. But we had been on lockdown. We had been on lockdown for about a month, man. No visits, no nothing. Couldn't do nothing. And no sooner as we was getting ready to come off lockdown, the Venice show lines got into it. If I can remember right, I think the Venice show lines got into it with the Harlems. And now here it is. We on lockdown even longer. That was about the worst thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Hollywood. Hey. Hollywood. Tell them what we call that shit in Texas prison. Week 1, day 1. Nigga, ain't no coming up.
Ain't no coming up. Week 1, day 1, man.
Week 1, day 1, Tune. So in our situations, we go on lockdown and we got to go through the lockdown program. And the minute we fuck up on the program, they put slips under our door that say week 1, day 1. Say you start over. So, you know, every 2 days we get week 1, day 1. I don't think I ever went through a lockdown where we completed the program. Have you, Hollywood? Never. I think they just gave up and end up letting us up. On y'all lockdowns, cartoons, do y'all eat meals or do y'all get fed Johnny sandwiches? A Johnny sandwich in Texas is a goddamn 2 pieces of bread with a tab of peanut butter. You understand what I'm saying?
You talk in the prison system?
In the prison system or county jail, when y'all go on lockdown, do they feed y'all sandwiches? For us, they feed us sandwiches.
If we in the county jail, if we on lockdown, yeah, you finna get them what we call court line sandwiches. You know, you finna get a cookie, an apple, 2 slices of bread with 1 piece of bologna on it, and 2 slices of bread with a little peanut butter on it. Yeah. You finna ride out.
you gotta rock out, man.
But now in the prison system, you know, the doors got slapped. You know, they got what they call the tray hole. The tray holes cut in them, and the police, they gonna bring them hot cars. They gonna push them hot cars to your unit, and they gonna feed you like that for a minute. If it was too wild at the beginning, you're going to start out, getting them sack lunches and all that. But now they're going to start bringing you your hot meals. And like lockdown, if it's racially motivated, you're going to start out with about 2 weeks. I'm talking about that. And that's at the minimum. You ain't coming out for at least 2 weeks at the minimum.
Right.
But like, depending on what it's going to be, because if it's racially motivated, soon as the gates rack, it's going down again. So we end up doing, 3-4 months anyway, all the time. So, it is what it is.
So let me ask this, Cartoon, because like I say, the day room down here is set up different, right? It's set up segregated, right? So as far as being in your day room, as far as the gangs and all that, right? How is it set up?
It depends. Okay, first off, it's gonna depend on what prison you in. Some prisons, a lot of prisons, you ain't finna even get no day room time. That's what come. Here ain't no such thing as day room. You in that cell.
That's that shoot shit.
That's in population.
Oh, okay.
And that's why they sell you TVs. You have a TV in your cell, and they sell you a hot plate. Because, ain't no day room time and all that. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now, get in that cell, because blacks and Mexicans cutting the food 24/7 with each other. But for the spots that did have day rooms, everybody, you got the Crip car, you got the blood car, you got the BGFs, then you're gonna have what's called others. That's like racist. That's like racist. Anything that's not black, white, or Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Samoans, Asians, all that. They called others. They kick it together. Then you got the Southern Mexicans from Southern California. You got the Northern Mexicans from Northern California. Then you got the white boys. Everything is segregated. Everything. There's no such thing as going in a cell with somebody that's not of your race. They gonna always put you in a cell with a black, white with a white, Mexican with a Mexican, or whatever. And that's how everything is. Like on the iron pile is segregated. You got the black part, the white part, the Mexican part. We don't play no games that can bring bodily contact. It's non-contact. Now we'll play handball against the Mexicans every now and then, but like basketball, football, anything where you can hit, they don't play that. It's none of that. No, none of that. No talking, no, none of that. And a lot of times we're not gonna eat behind each other. We're not finna drink behind each other. We're not finna smoke behind each other. Not finna do any of that. California prison system is probably one of the most racially segregated prisons you gonna ever go to.
Right. Okay, I got a question. Out here in Texas, right? The gang shit kicked off for us in the 90s, man. It got real out of control early 90s. I mean, pretty much the rest of the nation. Mm-hmm. Not only Texas, but the rest of the nation pretty much, right? And Texas was one of the first hotbeds, to adopt that gang culture, with cities like Fort Worth, right, kicking things off. Cities like San Antonio kicking things off. Cities, like that, right, that really adopted it early on in the late 80s, early 90s. Out here, we run what we call a chicken system when you come through the door. Now, I'm talking about prison, right? So when you come through the door, if you say you're a Crip, right, we ask what set, right? And then it's a checking process go on, right? Depending on what set and what city you from, same way like California. But I guess, and back then in Northern California, you didn't have the Crip element like that coming out the north back then. So out here, it is segregated first from North Texas, South Texas, right? Okay, that's the Houston, that's the Dallas. And we just gonna relate it as cars, even though here we don't say cars, we say cities, right? Mm-hmm. So you got the Dallas car, you got the Houston car. And then amongst that, you got what set you from, right? But we run checking sessions the minute you hit the door when I was in the system, right? Especially if you rep the set. If you didn't rep a set, because, we in a state where everybody didn't gangbang like OG Hollywood. He, he's a real G, a real gangster, but he wasn't with the Crip and Blood thing. You understand what I'm saying? So the people that didn't rep sets, we call neutrons, right? In my day. So it's like, oh, he a neutron. Hollywood will laugh at that shit and say, you niggas the dumb. Hollywood like, fuck y'all niggas talking about you niggas, you young punk ass niggas, you crip ass niggas ain't shit. But how did the checking session go for somebody coming to the main line in prison in the state of California in your day? Was it a checking session?
Nah. When you came in, you go to what we call fish row. You know what I'm saying? You gonna kick about 10 days on fish row before you come out. Now, like I say, not 9 times. Well, I would say 10 times out of 10. Anybody coming in that's banging, you know, they was already banging on the streets. They homies know them and all that. So when you come in, whatever set you from, when your homies find out you there, they go, oh yeah, that's the homie, cuz he finna hit the main line. Woo, 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 woo. And it's just that. As far as checking, no, they didn't really have to do that. Not a whole lot. No, not period. When it went
in the
down,
county. You say only in the county checking really went on.
Not even really in the county, because see, you gotta look. You can't do what you want to somebody else homeboy. Now, if anything, that any type of actions that's gonna be taken against you, it would have to be from your set. And if you coming in, and everybody in there you growed up with that's from your set, y'all in there, they just glad to see you. You know what I'm saying? Now, as time went on, if you got into it with somebody and you punked the game, now that's a whole different thing. Now fools looking at you sideways like, hold up, cuz, man, you don't get down with that fool or what? Oh man, no, fool, you gonna get down with him. If he punked the game, then they go, you know what I'm saying, they gonna feed him to the wolves.
Right,
but
I got you.
So everybody coming from the county jail knowing each other, by the time you hit the prison system, you know what I'm saying, you just there. Now, when I was in the Alabama prison system, I had a check-in ritual. I
was gonna ask you that, but go Hollywood. You got one for him?
So down here, right? Because I noticed you said y'all didn't go eat. Everything was done in the cell, right? Okay, what about when it's time to take a motherfucking shower? How'd that play out?
Depending on the prison you was in, some prisons had big communal showers, and some prisons just had single man showers where, okay, say like if it's a single man shower, like in, let's say Pelican Bay, we in said, let's say cells 1 through 10, they gonna rack one cell, your cellie gonna go to one shower, and you gonna go to another shower. When y'all come out, lock down, the police in the cube gonna hit the button, let the next cell out, and they just run it like that all the way through. Now, if they had communal showers, you know what I'm saying, you go in the shower, put them stay boots on, you know what I'm saying, you ain't coming out with them flip-flops on, none of that. You go in the shower with them stay boots on, you got your flip-flops rolled in your towel. 9 times out of 10, you got that heat rolled in your towel too. And you know, when you get to the shower, boom, you come up out your stay boots, put the flip-flops on, get your shower out the way, and come on in. You had a lot of dudes that showered with their shirts on, me being one, because we were so serious about that iron, we didn't want nobody yoke, what we call yoke checking, trying to see your progress and all that. I'm literally used to shower, soap up and all that with a stay shirt on, you know, rinse it off, come on out, boom, 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 like that, you know.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. That's what we finna ask you. I got another photo for you. Hold on. What's going on in this picture right here?
I was in the cell. I was in the Alabama prison, and I was in a prison called St. Clair, and
right there.
Yeah, and that's in the same prison right there, same prison.
Right there.
Yeah, just in the cell where homies got them cell phones, and you know, come on, cuz, take a picture real quick. Just, you know, snapping pictures.
Okay, so explain to the viewers and explain to us how you ended up in California. How did a nigga from goddamn me, South Central Los Angeles, went through YA, went through the California State Penitentiary, end up in Bareback, Alabama, in the goddamn sticks? How the hell that happened?
Man,
how the hell that happened?
I'm gonna give you the story, homie. Couple of partners that I met while I was in the pen, you know what I'm saying, we walk in the yard talking. We talk about, yeah, you know, when we get out, man, we're gonna do this and do that, do this and do that. You know, talking through the cell doors and lock up together, talk about we get up, we gonna find each other and do this. To me at the time, it was just some talking. As time went on, I ended up getting out. Dude from 60s that I was real cool with, he ended up getting out. And somehow, some way, we got in contact with each other again. And he came to the house, man, bless me, looked out for me, the whole hookup. Leotoon, we finna get this money. Remember what I told you in prison? I'm like, yeah. He say, fool, I'm out here getting it, and you finna be part of the team. I'm like, cuz, cool, that's what's up, bet it up. I'm like, what we got going on? He like, homie, we hitting these jewelry stores. I'm like, where, downtown? He like, no, in a different state. I'm like, a different state? But what it was, you know, California had that 3-strike law. Right. So everybody on the crew had been to prison 2 or more times. At that time, I think I had been to prison 4 or 5 times by this time. Damn. And so couldn't nail one of us take no chance on catching a case in California because it was gonna be OV for all of us. So that's what we started doing. We started hitting licks out of town. So the first lick I hit, got some money. I'm like, dang. Now, I ain't never been one of them cats who really cared a whole lot about money. My thing was always just gang banging. So when I first got my first taste of real money, I'm like, oh, this why these hustler dudes and baller dudes be going crazy and want to keep some money. You know what I'm saying? The money good. The money fun, you know? So, boom. We had went to Miami and had a dry run, had to come back. So we sitting up in the homie house. He had a spot up in the Hollywood Hills. And I'm sitting there and we all talking about it. I'm like, well, what's next? So the next thing on the list, because we had a piece of paper with a list of stuff, it was an armored car in Florida. So I'm like, man, I don't know about that armored car because 9 times out of 10, if you hit an armored car, you're going to have to kill somebody or hurt somebody.
You're going to have to do some shooting.
Right. I really didn't want to do that. So I'm like, well, what's next on the list? The homie say, man, we got a jewelry store in Alabama. I said, Alabama? I said, man, homie, I said, hold up, cuz. How they got a jewelry store in Alabama? I said, man, they don't even wear shoes. So, and I really, really felt like that. I'm like, cuz, man, I ain't got a jewelry store, man. They don't even got shoes on out there. So he was like, no, cuz, I'm telling you, man, I've been out there because, you know, different places where they done been through and they just write it down for a later date. So we agreed, okay, we're going to come out here to Alabama and hit the lick. So we come out here, try to hit the lick. The next morning when we go to hit the lick, we can't even find the jewelry store that we were supposed to hit. We riding around Birmingham, we looking, can't find the jewelry store. So I get mad. We just had the dry run in Miami. Now we finna have another dry run in Alabama. I'm like, no, cuz, find any jewelry store. We finna hit something. Man, we come up the freeway, a big old pretty jewelry store, the most prominent jewelry store in the whole state of Alabama called Bromberg's. We went to go hit it. Not knowing.
Okay, yeah, you straight. It seemed like you had got a call or something. You good? Go on.
Yeah. One of the homies called me from prison. But anyway, right. Not knowing the area that we was in was real prominent, real rich people, all the lawyers, doctors, all that in Birmingham. It's called Mountain Brook. And we didn't know it wasn't no blacks over there. So when we jump out the car to hit the lick, a lady standing across the street, she knew what time it was. She went in her antique store and hit her alarm, throwed the timing completely off. So by the time we was coming out the jewelry store, the police running up on it. Because I know when I come out, my homeboy No Good was like, cuz, man, the one time here. I'm like, fool, what? Man, the one time. So when I run to get out the store, the police pulling up to her spot, she hollering, no, across the street, they robbing, and the police coming. We took everybody scattered. Man, we don't know nothing about Alabama, Birmingham, none of that. We just running. Man, cuz, look, it seemed like I ran for 30 minutes. When I come out the bushes, I'm right back at the jewelry store. About 15 police draw down. I'm like, oh, I just throw my hands up. And you know how they say your life flashed before your eyes? Man, all I seen was back to prison. Here I go, way out here in this country. And look, the cold part about it, when we was in the car getting ready, you know, taking stuff out of our pockets, I'm telling the homies, look, cuz, let's do this. Let's do it right. I said, I don't want to go to jail out here in this little country, in these little sticks and woods, homie. He was like, all right, cuz, we got it. Man, and I'll be dang if we didn't go to jail out here in them sticks and woods.
Hey, I got to ask you this. How much time did you get on that case?
They gave me life.
Oh, well, guess what? You in Hollywood, hey, you and goddamn OG Hollywood know each other. Because OG Hollywood, goddamn me, robbed jewelry stores for a living, and he got a life sentence. Goddamn it, y'all goddamn got something in common, goddamn it. Hey, that's all OG Hollywood did in Dallas was rob goddamn jewelry stores.
That's
listen.
That's why I'm laughing.
Yeah, and he got his life sentence at 19. How old was you when you got yours?
I think I was 31 or 32.
And how much time you do on that sentence?
I did 23.
Oh, y'all brothers, man. Y'all kin folks, man. You niggas kin each other, man. That nigga did 25. You niggas kin each other, man. Y'all prison cousins, man. Yeah, y'all related like a motherfucker, man.
Oh, shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you got for him, OG?
So, man, let me ask this. So, Alabama, right? Alabama. Which
Hold
I
on for a
know.
minute.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I said Alabama, which I know is country as fuck from what I can tell. I've been through Alabama, right? Give me the setup of Alabama, man, as far as inside.
Hey, you turned that heat on?
We frying your ass. Tune you in the electric chair right now.
No, man, I'm sitting in front of this light, and she done turned the heat on, cooking me like a Christmas. You see, I'm sweating. That's what I did when I stood up, man. I stood up to turn the fan. I'm like, man, what the heat? What? You know, but go ahead.
No, I said, walk me through that setup in Alabama, man. Somebody said semi-twins.
Siamese twins.
Like, well, first off, like when you say the setup, what the prison setup?
Yeah, man. I'm saying, what did you notice different about the Alabama from California? Walk me through that shit.
Man, a whole lifetime, a whole world. It was total. Look, I never forget when we got off the plane. We was in the airport. So when we walked through the airport, as soon as I stepped outside, I walked about 3 feet, turned around and ran back in the airport. So the homie, I'm pushing homies out the way. Oh, cuz, woo, woo. So I let the door close. They like, man, what's wrong? I tell them, I say, man, the air grabbed me. They said, what? I said, man, the air sat on me. It grabbed me. They said, cuz you tripping. But what it was, I was not used to the humidity of the South. And when I went out there, man, that heat and that sun set on me, and I really thought it grabbed me. I'm like, dang. So, you know, that was the first thing. Like I say, we wasn't here but 14 hours before we got locked up. We got off the plane Tuesday night, went to jail Wednesday morning. 14 hours was gone. But I'm in the county jail. It was a lot different, man. It was a lot different what I used to. I didn't know. I had never seen grits before. I didn't know what a grit was till I came to Alabama. Yeah,
what?
I didn't know. When I first seen it, the very first morning when they brought the breakfast trays, me and the homie was right there. So when they gave us the tray, I'm looking at it. I see some jelly, but now I see the grits. And so I'm like, dang, cuz, man, what is this? So the homie like, man, I don't know. So I'm like, dang, it might be jelly. So the homie like, white jelly? I'm like, cuz, it might be some mint flavored jelly. So he gonna tell me, man, taste it and see. I'm like, man, I ain't tasting nothing. So I asked the little dude that was sitting there, I'm like, hey, homie, hey, cuz. I say, man, what is this? He goes, them grits. I say, they what? Them grits. I said, what the heck is a grit? He like, grits.
Yeah.
So look, I had to go get on the phone when we came back out. I called mom. I'm like, hey, mama, check this out. I say, man, what is a grit? My mother is originally from Texas. My mother originally from Waco, Texas. So my mom's like, oh, baby, you know, that's a food source, a staple. She said, I never fed it to y'all, but she say in the South, a lot of people eat that. A lot of people eat it. I'm like, dang. I'm like, okay, man, I ain't never ate them, never will. I tried them one time in the prison and throwed up on everybody. I'm like, no, this ain't for me. I don't like how they look, how they smell, none of that.
Hey, boy, that nigga, hey, Hollywood, that nigga disrespectful as a motherfucker, man.
Yeah,
that
man,
nigga disrespecting them goddamn grits, man. Come on, man.
Hey, we fuck with grits down here, man.
Hey, listen.
We
you can't judge no penitentiary grits on a nigga grandma grits, man. That shit ain't gonna never add up right, man.
Okay, look. You can have the penitentiary ones and the grandma. I don't want nothing to do with them. I was raised on cream of wheat. Give me some cream of wheat, homie. I eat cream of wheat all day.
Say, man, boy, that nigga cried. That nigga hated on the grits like that. Come on, man. We gotta have them grits though, cuz.
Man, I fought the police to a standstill in the prison one time and lock up in Alabama because he put my bread in the grits on a Sunday. Now Sundays in Alabama, you only eat twice. You eat breakfast real late, about 10 o'clock. Then you don't eat again till dinner. And dinner on a Sunday will always either be baked chicken or fried chicken. But now instead of 2 biscuits, you get 3. Now I'm in lockup in the hole, hungry as a big dog. And the police didn't like me. He gonna come through and put my bread in the grits. Now, anybody that was locked up me, they know if any one of them little bitty white things get on my food, I won't eat it. I won't eat the food, period. It been contaminated. I won't eat it. Man, listen. This man put my bread, my biscuits in the grits. Man, I went to kicking on that door, letting him know he gonna come back tell me to shut up. Shut up. Now, of course, he can't know me because I'm one of them ones, look, homie, I ain't gonna even front. I slang doodle and piss if you piss me off.
Hold up.
Hey, he old shit slang Hollywood.
So let me ask you this. Cause motherfucker done throw some shit and piss on me because I was the SSI, right? So I gotta ask you this. You was a shit slanger, right?
Yeah.
So did you put your shit in the milk carton and let it get old?
Man, hold up. I would put it in the milk carton and let it sit up and get real old. Now, and sometimes I put it in the shampoo bottle. Look, I squeeze it and put it in the shampoo bottle with some piss and put it up under the bed way in the back and let it sit. So when I want it, it's like a laser gun. Man, I'll stick that bottle out that tray slot and eat you.
So let me ask this here, Tone, cause I got to know, cause I ain't never seen that shit get concocted and get put together, right? So you mean to tell me when you shit, you take your time, load all this shit up in that spray bottle or in that motherfucking milk carton, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the average time or date that you let that shit sit up under that bed?
Oh man, I done had some sit up under there 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Oh yeah, like it ain't nothing.
Man, that shit kill a motherfucker, man.
Exactly, cause now, like in Cali prison system, we'll take our knives and put our knives in it and let it sit. You know, cause it's bacterial, it's poison.
Oh,
it's
I got
poison.
You, yeah.
Right. So when we hit you, even if we not hitting the main artery or you know what I'm saying, a main point, that bacteria from that feces is gonna fester and mess you up regardless.
So let me ask this here. So when you put all that shit together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you dash a motherfucker, right? Have you ever seen the reaction of the person that you hit with that shit? What is the reaction that you've seen?
Man, the worst one I seen, I hit a police broad in the pen one time in Alabama. She talking crazy. I forget what she was talking, and I seen her on the streets. But anyway, she hadn't been working there that long, and she talking crazy. I'm like, okay, homegirl, you can't know who you talking to, and she talking crazy. I'm like, okay. I waited. I bided my time. I baked her a cake. So she coming through with the nurse doing pill call. So now at the time I had to get my blood pressure medicine. So no sooner I got the whole cell real dark where the nurse can't see in. She looking, but she can't see in. And I ain't putting my hand out the tray slot to get the medicine. So she like calling me. I ain't saying nothing. I got the cup right there waiting. So when she go to look in, the police broad told her, no, don't you do it. Man, this crazy woman stuck her whole face in the tray slot. Man, I tell you, man, I hit her like a shotgun blast. Man, it went in her mouth, her nose, Her eyes, she went to hollering, backed up, fell out on the ground, started shaking, and she quit after that.
See, I know one thing. That shit's so potent, man, because that motherfucker hit me with one. I worked in SEG. And yeah, we got into it, man, motherfucker. So I got something for you, but I don't know this nigga finna shit me down. You know what I'm saying? That nigga stole that shit. That motherfucking milk cart hit me. Boom. And I lost all breath. Everything was gone. I couldn't even think that shit was so motherfucking fucked up.
Yeah.
So that's why I say I just want to know, man, how long that people leave that shit in that corner to sit, cause we used to go in them shake themselves down, right? And we go up under that bunk, motherfucker have rows and rows of this shit up under there. You know what I'm saying? So
you see how I say I put mine in up under the bed to the back, and I'm like you say, rows and rows of it, homie. It's like what we called it was we called it prison mace. Cause I tell the police, okay, if you mace me, you know what you gonna have coming. Cause I used to cut up, homie. They stayed hit me with the taser, the electric shield, beat me with the sticks, macing me. They had to do all that. I might be in lockup, get mad, get bored, and just tell the police, hey man, we finna fight today. And they be like, man, they go cartoon, he finna cut up. Yeah, we finna fight. And I tell them, if you mace me, I'm gonna get you back with my, that's my prison mace. And they know I'm gonna get them. Man, I'm gonna send them home to their wife. Funky. Ooh, wee.
Prison mace, boy, you a fool. Let me see if well, yeah, CEO.
Man, is this shit over with? I'm just waiting for this shit to be over with. I don't want nothing to do with this shit, man.
Say, this nigga here is a shit thrower, man. This nigga used to be #1 enemy of me every time I come through that motherfucking broom. These the type of niggas I stayed away from. Goddamn shit throwers. Nigga punish a nigga for no reason at all. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, have you ever heard of you heard of Charles Manson, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, look, I'm in Pelican Bay SHU program. Charles Manson on the tier with me. Ain't number 4 cells up, 4 cells down. I'm in cell 1. He in cell 4, right by the top of the stairs. So when I first come in, I'm the only black on that tier. So this fool here, he get on the cell on the bars and call me all type of NIGGAs all day. All day. I'll be like, man, this fool here. So the homie in the cell, he telling me, cuz, man, just ignore that fool. I'm like, yeah, I'm ignoring him. So one day, I hook him up. So the homie like, cuz, what you got? We put the blanket up so we, sheet so we can take a dump. So I'm over there moving around. I done stood up. He like, homie, what you over there doing? I'm like, cuz, I'm getting something together for this clown down the tier. He's like, what? I said, it's called gassing. I'm finna gas him. They call it gassing him.
Yeah.
He's like, you finna get him? I'm like, yeah. Man, I come out that night to go to shower. He on the cell bars trying to spit and talk crazy. Man, I hit it, boy. Look at, I hit him with that woo wop wham, and whoa, he hollered like a stuck banshee. Yeah. Yeah.
Say, well, you a fool, man. What you got, CEO, man? Get on back in here, man.
Hey, man, I don't want nothing to do with this shit, man. My wife better not look at this shit, and y'all up here talking about, man, look at here. I don't want nothing. I wasn't on here. Yeah, my camera cut off on y'all ass. I wasn't on here, man. I don't know nothing about no Glock dookies, no throwing up grits. I ain't got nothing to do with that shit. I ain't got nothing to do with that shit, man. Do not include me with that shit, man.
Right.
Hey, well, I got a question for you, Cartoon.
Come on, homie.
14 hours in Alabama, you get a life sentence. 14 hours in, you get a life sentence, man. You do 23 years on a life sentence, right? I know it's a culture change because it's Alabama. How did you approach the gang setup, right? Was all the homies from the same neighborhood? Did y'all stay together when y'all went in there? And let me ask you this. What year was this? And was the gang sets real heavy in Alabama by the time you got there?
Okay, I got popped in 96. I got popped I got popped like 4 days after Tupac died.
Right.
And so when I came out here, I had no idea that they was banging. I didn't know nothing about it. And so when I got popped that night when I was in the county jail, I'm talking to a dude that's from there that was sitting on the bench with me. And I'm asking him, I'm like, man, they bang? He like, huh? I'm like, they got Crips and Bloods. He like, yeah. I'm like, oh, for real? Unbeknownst to me, at that time, like, okay, now I'm in Birmingham, Alabama at the time. That's the biggest city they got in Alabama.
Right.
They was banged. When I tell you they was banged out, homie, they shocked me. They was getting they gang banged on to the fullest. And I mean, to the point to where when you come into the county jail, when you getting booked in, the police gonna ask you, what are you? You Crip, Blood, disciple of Vice Lord, because they had to segregate us. They couldn't. Right. They put the Bloods and the Vice Lords in the tanks together, and they put all the Crips and the disciples in the tank together. Now, Crips and disciples outnumber the Bloods and the Vice Lords like 4-5 to 1. So they only had one tank. Each tank held like 22 people. But now you had 6 other tanks with number Crips and disciples in there. Man, listen, going out in the morning for sick call, they finna get into it. If the police mess around and made a mistake and left 2 doors open, they finna run out on each other and be getting them up. They was banged out. And so it tripped me out. So the biggest sets is 60s and Hoovers. But now they got a myriad of different sets. They had a whole bunch of them. So now when I end up getting to prison, man, they getting down. I ain't gonna even lie, homie. They getting down for their grits and gravy. And it wasn't what I thought. It wasn't as country as I thought. Now, of course, they was a little bit slower on certain things, but I ain't gonna even lie, man. I met some dudes so swift out here in Alabama that they will run circles around the average dude from LA. And it wasn't after about the first 2 years, I started understanding. I'm like, man, these dudes they ain't what a lot of people think, because and I would tell them, I say, man, you hear the word Alabama, people in different states, first thing they're gonna think about Martin Luther King and slavery and this and that. But no, homie, it's totally different. When I tell you totally different, they got everything everybody else got, and ain't nothing slow about them at all. And they dangerous. Man, these little country boys will kill you dirt dog dead.
Oh, okay, let me ask you a question. You basically broke in the 48 module, 47 module. Los Angeles County. Goddamn, 1984.
No. I wasn't there in 84. That's when it opened up. I didn't come till 86.
86. But I'm saying you there at the heart of that shit, right? What was the difference between the Crip module and what Alabama had going on with the separations with the Crips and the Blood? I mean, I know both of them were separated, but how was the program in there as it related to the gangs? Because you brought up something very interesting. I'm neighborhood. I got put down with 60s, right? In 93, right? And I knew nothing about the turf or LA like that, but I had a natural rivalry for as Crip on Crip with Hoovers. So when you said 60s and Hoovers, I'm like, damn, that's ironic that rivalry spread it across states.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? I never ran into an 8 tray. So my biggest rivals in prison was Hoovers, because I was 60. You see what I'm saying? So just give us, how did that program run and what was the difference between the two? Because you coming out of 48, you understand what I'm saying? And you already know you ready to run that same program with these country niggas, right? And give us the difference.
Believe it or not, I didn't really want to run the same program, because by the time, you know what I'm saying, here it is, I was in the Crip module back in 86. By the time 96 had come, I was way more advanced. I got 10 years on my belt. I'm mentally, I'm still with all the shenanigans, but it was a little bit different. I was a little bit more mature, and my understanding on certain things was a whole lot better. Now, they don't have Crip on Crip violence like that in Alabama. It don't make a difference what set you are. In Alabama, if you Crip, then you family, you part of the hookup. That's how they thing is. And I never brought the LA mentality on who's supposed to get along with who and who not. I
Right.
never brought that to Alabama because I was about the unity. I was about everybody being together. You know, my thing is, if you Crip, we all up under the same umbrella. I don't give a dang what letters and numbers you got on the front. Your last name is Crip, then let's all get together. And that's how they rocked in Alabama. But now, like you say, in 4800 it was totally different. You up in there, everybody was shoved in there together. Now, after you fight somebody so long and you in the same module, after a while you just learn to just get along. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You just learn to get along. Now, the fights that would come, like new homies that was coming in, you know what I'm saying? They get them up. They wild, they young, you know, they want to do their thing. So you would still see fights with younger homies coming in. But other than that, dudes kind of like try to keep the peace and, you know what I'm saying, try to keep it to an even keel.
Okay, take us to this day real quick. You sentenced to life, man. Cartoon is sentenced to life in Alabama. Who shows up from Los Angeles at the sentencing? Who shows up and this life sentence is brought down? What is going through the 38-year-old mind? Cartoon from LA that spent 14 hours in Alabama when that life sentence was handed out to you.
By the time I came to Alabama, homie, and caught that case, I had done so much time, and I had been locked up so much, because before now, the longest I ever stayed out of jail was 4 months. Usually I was out a month and a half, 2 months, and I would go back. When I got out back in '82, I stayed 2 weeks and went back. So going to jail was like old home week for me. So now when I came to Alabama, here it is. We caught dead bang. You know what I'm saying? I was the gunman. When I run out, they see me with the gun. I'm on camera with the gun and the whole hookup. So now here it is. We in there. We fighting the case. They looked at me as public enemy number one. They was like, okay, we finna throw the book at you. When I went to arraignment, the judge told me, you know what, son, you look like you belong in prison. I'm like, what? But I knew then. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what? I knew then I was in trouble. So now here it is, as we fighting the case, time going on, I found out that my crime partner had turned state on me and my homie. So here it is. When they took him out the block with us and moved him, the next day we get letters from our lawyers telling us that your co-defendant is turned state. We like, what? So then when we get the transcripts, man, this man had told so much. He told more on himself than what he had told on me and my homie No Good. Right. And so we like, dang. But the DA had told me from the beginning, life without. You know what I'm saying? Life without. I'm like, oh man. He wanted to try to use my California priors, but what he was really using was all the crazy stuff that my co-defendant who turned state was telling them. So they're like, oh, you a menace to society. And I'm fighting. So now when I'm like, okay, I'm caught dead bang. Ain't no way I can weasel up out of this one. And I made my mind up. I'm like, well, bump it then, homie. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never going home. You know, it is what it is. If this how the cookie crumble, it crumble. I say, but I'm going to take it all the way to trial just to make them spend some money, bump it. And that's what happened. We went to trial and spent the money. So now when
co-defendant got on the stand on your ass?
No. He never got on the stand.
Oh, okay.
He had just made a whole lot of statements and stuff, but he never got on the stand. But they was taking what he said and was running with it.
Yeah.
When I went to sentencing, I'm like, okay, well, it's over with. So the judge asked the DA. He said, I forget the DA name, but he said, Mr. Whatever. He said, we still going life without on him? And he said, no, Your Honor. So I'm looking. I'm like, what? He said, well, what we doing? He said, we going with life. Life. Boy, look here. I don't think you've never seen a person so glad to get a life sentence. Life. So at the time, you could do 7 years in Alabama and go home off a life sentence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what I was looking at. I'm like, okay, I got action at getting out again. Because if they'd hit me with the life without, I'm Yastubo, I'm through. It's over with. They hit me with the life. I'm thinking I'm gonna get what they call a setup. They give you how much time you got to do before you go for parole the first time. So I've been on the prison yard about 6 months, and I get what's called legal mail. So when I go to legal mail, I get my setup on my life sentence. It was 15. So basically they gave me what's called 15 to life. At first I'm shook. I'm like, dang, I got to do 15? But it started going. When I did the 15, I go up, they shot me down. I go up again, they shot me down 5 times. On the last time, I went on and made it. And
boy, you and Hollywood cousins. Y'all cousins. That nigga had a life sentence. He had to do 15, and he seen them bitches 5 or 6 times before he made parole. You niggas is kin to each other. Straight up. Y'all kin each other. Robbing jewelry stores.
Let me ask you this though, right? When the sentence was handed down, right? The lights went off. Cause I know I was fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. I was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And this right here is a life lesson for people, you know, to think that a motherfucker just really talking about this shit because it's all good when it's really not. You know what I'm saying? So I want to add that in there, man. A life sentence is a bad motherfucker. And you ask yourself at the end of all that shit, this is when the lights go off, when ain't nobody around. Was it worth it? And I asked myself that shit 1,000 times, and I came back with the same answer. Hell no.
You know what? To be honest with you, homie, I never really tripped on if it was worth it or not. Like I said, I got institutionalized the first time I ever went to jail. The first time I ever went to juvenile hall, I got what you call institutionalized. Doing time, for some strange reason, it never bothered me. I ain't never sweated it. I ain't never looked at it down. I just really didn't care. I'm up in here just doing my thug thizzle until it's time to, I would say until it's time for these white folks to let me go. When I got the life sentence, I knew eventually I was gonna go home again. So I really, homie, to be honest, I really wasn't tripping. It didn't hit me my worst time in prison. Am I back?
Yeah, you good?
Okay. Somebody was calling. My worst time in prison was 2007. For some reason, man, I gave up. I ain't gonna even lie. For some reason in 2007, man, I woke up one day, man, I'm looking around. I'm in a prison called West Jefferson. That's like the bottom of the barrel. That's the last stop in Alabama. That's the most maximum security prison. When you make it to West Jefferson, you just there. You there to die. And I've been there for some years, but now I woke up one day and it felt like I couldn't take it no more. You know what? I was just like, man, you know what? Man, I don't even want to do this. And I ain't gonna even lie, man. I called my mama on the phone and I said, Mama, I love you. I said, but now I ain't never coming home. She was like, what? I said, Mama, I just got set off on parole. That's what it was. I just went up and got set off again. And so it kind of, I don't know, for some reason, that time right there broke me. And I told moms, I'm like, no. Had I went up for parole? No, I hadn't went up for parole yet. I just got tired because it's 07. I didn't go for parole the first time for years later.
Yeah, but to probably 2000. If you went in 96, you ain't coming for parole to 2011.
No, I went up in 2012.
2012, yeah.
Yeah, that was my 15. First parole.
Yeah, that's 15 years.
Yeah, that was my first parole hearing in 2012. But in 2007, man, I just, you know what? I never acted like that before, but I told my mama was like, boy, stop tripping. Don't talk like that. You stronger than that. I'm like, Mama, no, man. I said, Mama, they ain't gonna never let me go. Cause I had seen so many dudes going up and never going home. They wasn't going home. They wasn't letting them go. And it hit me. Man, I started tripping, man. I started robbing dudes. Man, they're just doing all type of wild stuff, getting to it, the police, robbing. I wanted somebody to kill me because I wasn't going to kill myself. And I'm robbing them. And I'm sitting up. I didn't have a knife on me no more. My homies from Cali like, cuz you tripping too, man. Where you, man, these dudes go, man, I don't give a dang. Whatever they gonna do, they gonna do. Man, I'm robbing the poker games. I'm robbing the dope, man. Man, I'm taking fools commissary when they come through the door. I'm just doing it all. I'm like, man, whatever you want to do it.
Woo,
2008 hit. I guess God God stepped in and said, man, let me look out for this fool. 2008 hit, and he put a woman in my life out of nowhere. Man, I just met this woman out of nowhere. And she brought some life back into me, homie. She changed me. I started turning into a whole different person. I picked the Bible up, went to reading it, you know what I'm saying, getting a better understanding. She taught me to move out the blocks and move on the south side where the dorms were. I went to the drug program. I just changed to the point to where I was cutting up so bad at one time. They wanted the state, Alabama wanted to kick me out the state and send me to the feds. They were like, man, we can't do nothing with this fool. He done brought all this California gang banging stuff down here. We having riots in the prison. Dudes stabbing each other with this Crip stuff. We need to get rid of him because I had the South Central mentality. I hadn't calmed down yet. So when old girl did that and I started coming down, man, I never forget the warden called me to the office one day. And he like, man, because, they never called me by my real name. They always called me Cartoon. And the warden was telling me, Cartoon, I ain't been hearing nothing about you, man. What's going on? I'm like, what you mean what's going on? Ain't nothing going on, man. I ain't doing nothing. He like, that's what I'm hearing, that you turned a new leaf. So I'm like, I guess, I'm reading this word. I'm listening to what old girl talking about. And she got me on the straight and narrow. And that's how I end up eventually bouncing back.
Changing. Yeah, I was going to ask you that. How did you change? So you pretty much answered that, so we don't have to go further into that. But you say she came out of nowhere. Now, you got to explain that shit, Cartoon. Okay. Ain't no woman came out of goddamn nowhere to penitentiary. You got to put some straightening on that shit, Cartoon. Okay. And I'm saying that because, people want to know how people meet each other and have these connections from jail. You know what I'm saying? So help us out right there.
Okay, what happened was her son slept on the same tier as me. He was a little young dude. He's from Birmingham. He was a disciple. So I didn't really know him. I didn't really talk to him a lot, but I would hear a lot of people talking about him. And I started listening, and they was talking about his mama, how bad his mama was. The police was talking about her. Other inmates was talking about her.
You and Hollywood cousins, man. Hold on. You and Hollywood snake ass nigga, man. Look, you is Hollywood cousin from South Central. You and Hollywood, boy, go on. I just want to say that. Y'all the same niggas. You ain't that nigga Hollywood, man. I ain't even know him. They was just talking about his mama, how bad she was.
Right. So now one day, my biggest vice in prison was poker. I had a cold gambling habit. I had to play poker every day, by hook or by crook. I had to play that poker. I was hooked on it. I was gone. So this certain day came, and the poker game was gonna be held in a dude named Holiday's cell. Now Holiday was cellies with the little youngster. So I go down to the cell with my 2 bags of coffee, so I can make sure I got me a seat first. When I get in the cell, little dude named Junior, I'm like, shoot, what's up, Junior? He like, oh, what's up, Toon? Okay. I'm like, where Hollywood? He going across the hallway to get the cars and the chips. I'm like, okay. So I throw the coffee on the bed. I'm like, man, tell him they got my coffee. As I turn to leave, I see his pictures on the wall. So I go to looking at him. I see his mama. So I tell him, I'm like, who is this, your sister? He like, man, no, that's my mama. So I'm like, oh, okay. But in the back of my mind, I was like, ooh, oh, no wonder they talking about her. So I wasn't going to go no further. I was just finna leave. The youngster hit me out of nowhere. He said, yeah, man, everybody be around here sweating me about my mama talking about her, this and that. He's like, homie, I ain't finna fool with none of these dudes like that. I'm like, I don't blame you, homie. That's your mama. When I went to leave, I I went to walk off. He said, yeah, man, but somebody like you, I'll let write her. I'm like, what? So you let me write her? He like, yeah, Tune, I'll let you write her. But now the dude, he say, man, I like how you carry yourself. I don't like them other dudes, man. Them other dudes do this, that. You ain't like them. I'm like, oh, homie, hey, it is what it is. So,
oh, okay. So he put you in the dope.
yeah, he took a letter out his box and told the address off and gave me the address. I'm like, okay. I never forget. Look, it was on a Tuesday. I wrote her that night. I'm a bad man with a pen, homie. I've been in prison too long. I'm a bad man with a pen. Me and a pen and a piece of paper is like getting in a broad ear. And I got that calligraphy writing too, so I get at her. When I write a letter, homie, it's gonna be 6-7 pages or better. I don't write none under 6 pages. So I get at her. Boom, I put a picture of me in the letter and I sent it to her. Tuesday night, I mail it out. Wednesday, Thursday, she got Wednesday. She got the letter that Saturday when she came up, but she on the visiting yard to see him. While they on the visiting yard, he telling her about me. So he was telling her on the visiting yard. She said, yeah, I ain't messing with nobody right now. I write him out, I'll be his pen pal. Cool. When she left the visiting yard, when she went home, my letter was in the mailbox. She get the letter. She tell me this later on. She said, baby, look, when I opened the letter, your picture fell out, but my picture fell out face down. She said she leaned down and picked the picture up and turned around and looked at me. She said she told herself, I'm gonna marry this man right here. That's what she told me. She said, I'm gonna marry him. And from there on, we never looked back.
Listen, you better than Hollywood. Hollywood would have beat the nigga at the game, right? Saw the pictures, know the nigga on, and then start explaining to the nigga, look, man, I'm going to show you how to do this game because you don't know how to do it. Yeah, Hollywood would have went to teaching the nigga how to play poker, all that shit, only to get the number and have the nigga like, yeah, man, you like my little brother, man, like my little, and that is. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie. I done put that type game down too, man.
Yeah, that's Hollywood all day. He would have saying, well, now I'm finna get this, I'm finna get that, but he gonna beat him in the game. He gotta put him in the hole first. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, look, all that talking about the nigga got him laughing. All that talking about it, yeah. He finna go put the little nigga in the hole and all that shit will come out. Yeah. Hey, man, listen. Is that your wife today?
No. My wife today, I had to go all the way back to LA and get her. Bring her back out here.
Okay. I'm just asking. So, but did you get out and have relations with the lady?
One time.
Okay.
We got married, stayed married about maybe about 8 years. And 8-9 years, then everything has its time. It ran its course.
Right.
I ended up getting a divorce. I told her I want a divorce. She went her way, I went mine.
Right.
So when I got out, you know how we are, man. I get out, I'm in a halfway house. About my second or third day out, I went looking for her on Facebook and found her.
Right.
And told her, like, look, I'm out. So, she was like, oh, for real? Okay, boo, boo, boo. Because the only thing on my mind, man, this heifer was so bad, ain't no way in the world I'm finna let her get away without tagging it at least once.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Well, look, she stayed in Huntsville, Alabama at the time. She came back down to Birmingham. I tagged her, and we realized, okay, look, we just gonna be cool. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna try to hook up and do all this. Boom, we did what we did because she was curious. I was curious. Yeah. She went her way, I went mine.
I wanna put my quarter in that ride, man. I got my quarter. Let me put my quarter in that ride. You know what I'm saying? What you got, OG Hollywood, man? Y'all similar like a motherfucker. What you got?
So, man, let me ask you this here, right? After going through all that situation you went through, right? Because sometimes people think that we don't get shit from that. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna be the same people all the time. You know what I'm saying? And like I tell people, it's all right to look back on all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that and what you went through made you who you are today. You feel what I'm saying? So I just want to ask you, man, that whole ride, the Alabama ride, the life sentence, and all that shit, you know, bunched up together, right? What did you get from that? What did it do for you up until this point?
Um, it I wouldn't. I don't know if it was just me because I got older, or it was kind of like because of what I went. Because I didn't really go through no whole lot of harrowing experiences while I was in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I caught stabbing cases, fights, riots, and all that. But it was like old home week for me because I come from the Cali system, and this is what we do just to go to breakfast anyway. So I didn't really pay no attention to that. My it opened my eyes up to the Lord when I picked that Bible up and started reading and got a better understanding with God. That's when my real change started coming about. That's when I really started looking at life a little bit different and knowing in my mind, it's something else to do. By the time I got out, the same day I got out of prison was the same day my mother went into the hospital. And she didn't come back out. She ended up passing away. And when I first got out, I shot back to LA to go see her because she was just holding on for me. You know what I'm saying? She had every time I got set out, she would tell me, "Boy, you gonna make me live to be 100." Because she had been sick, but she had made it her mind up that she was not gonna die. She wasn't going nowhere until her son got out of prison. I'm her only son. So the same day when I got out, she went in the hospital. And when I made it back to LA, made it to the hospital, I'm talking to her like, "Mama, get up out that bed. Come on." She was like, "Baby, I'm tired. I can't go no further. I'm just glad you out." She said, "Mama finna go home." She said, "I just asked one thing of you." I'm like, "Mama, what's up?" She said, "Baby, give yourself a chance. You ain't had no chance. You've been in jail all your life." She said, "Don't come back to LA." She said, "I don't care what state, what place you go to." She said, "Baby, but please make Mama promise you won't come back and live in LA." And I made her that promise, homie. I made her that promise. And a lot of people are like, "Man, why you?" That's one of the main reasons why I'm still in Alabama, because of the promise I made her. But Alabama been good to me, homie. As far as the job situations, I don't have to go through. I ain't got to worry about what color I got on. I ain't got to worry about what gas station I'm going to. It's a lot of people that I bump into out here that was in prison with me, so they know my get down. So them. They say, "Man, Big Toon, man, how long you been out, homie?" I'm like, So and it's I like it. I like it out here. I like it a lot.
Right. Okay. Wood, we gonna move into the section, man. So you
Hey,
out?
look, hold on.
All right.
Man, I hate to bust the bubble, homie, but I gotta pick my homeboy up and take him to the airport at 10:30. It's 9:52 now, so I gotta get to his house. So I'm gonna have to cut this one short, homie.
Go on, do your thing. We good, man. Listen, we appreciate you, man. Anything you want to say before you leave out, man?
Oh man, I appreciate y'all having me, man. Thank you for letting me come on the panel. Any other time you want me to come on, homie, I will come on with no hesitation, man. You know what I'm saying? And like what a lot of people I see in the comments, in my comments or other stuff, when they ask about how dudes feel about the other gangs in different states, you're gonna have a very few that's gonna have something negative to say about it, but they don't understand. I go back to LA all the time. I talk to my homies all the time, and I know how they feel. We respect it and we love it because it's like a pride thing. When you can look up in Texas, St. Louis, Mississippi, or wherever you at, and see that the brand that you are a part of has spread it out there. Man, it's a pride thing. We wear it on our shoulder. We love it, man. We respect Texas get down. We respect everybody get down, man. So don't let nobody get on here and tell you, "Oh man, we ain't tripping on them. They way out there." No, because I ain't gonna even lie to you, homie. The banging in LA done got so watered down, they banging harder in other states than they bang in LA nowadays.
Right. Appreciate you, homie, man. Be safe, man.
Okay.
Appreciate you coming by, Tone, sharing that real, man. That's real spill, man.
That's
All
right.
right,
Thank you,
and we'll tap back in with you.
Hey, let my little partner say what's up.
What's your partner name? Because OG Hollywood got a dog too. You niggas cousins, man. You niggas cousins, man. Appreciate you, too.
All right,
Hey,
man.
That's Mr. Wiggles, man.
Ain't no doubt. Wiggle when you walk, man. Go on, don't pick that bar up, man.
Hey, man. Till next time, y'all.
All right, y'all know I
Yo.
got to say. Y'all know I got to say this, man. You can't get this nowhere else, man. Real life people, real life stuff. You can only get that here at the Ferguson Chronicle, where we keep it 110 all the way across the board, man. And that's just what we do, man. That's what we do in this day room, man.
Hey, man. Yeah, you gotta keep that Glock doodoo shit off of here, man. I gotta keep that shit off here, man.
All I gotta say is this, man. You know what? I've been on the end of that shit, man, and that shit wasn't nice, man. That shit take the breath out of you, man. You know what I'm saying? And he admitted it himself when he threw it on the motherfucker, it knocked him out. So so I know how the shit make you feel. Now, I ain't never conjured none of the shit up and throw it on nobody, but I've been on the back end of that shit and got it thrown on me, and that shit buckled my knees, man. You know
now, listen, man. You know I know about it, but some of that shit I'm trying to forget about, Hollywood. Some of that shit I don't want nothing to do with, man. Listen.
Okay, but listen what I'm telling you. I couldn't do nothing but acknowledging what he said, and that shit brought flashbacks to me when the nigga say he kept that shit lined up under the bunk. Nigga kept that shit up under like ammunition for a nigga ass. When you come through up that bullshit, he gonna hit you with it hard, man. But anyway, man, this is what we do at the Ferguson Chronicle, man. I want to say this, man. It's a life lesson learning, man. I mean, we make jokes and all that shit, man. But at the end of the day, Tune did 22, I did 25, man. That shit is expensive pain, man. So if a motherfucker on the outside looking in, man, you don't want to do this. Me and Tune, everything that you don't want to be. And that's facts. We can laugh about it now because we on this side of the fence, man. It is what it is, man. But, you know, if you ain't never had no shit thrown on you, I advise you not to go down there.
Yeah. Don't goddamn take that trip. Nah, man, that was a dope interview, man. You know, we gonna bring some more homies on here, man. Some more people from here and from out of town. As a matter of fact, real quick before we get out of here, man, I'm gonna drop the link real quick because one homie had been asking for the goddamn link, right?
Yeah, I think that was CC, man, straight out of LA, man.
Straight out of LA?
Yeah. CC, man, if you still around, come on in, CC.
Yeah, I just dropped the link. Or if you want to call into the show, I'm going to put the number in the chat, man. You could call up, tell us what y'all think about the show, man. I just dropped the link, and I'm finna drop the phone number, man. You could call into the show.
Yeah, I think that was CC, man, straight out of Compton. That was him, man. And
yeah, man, you know, we want to hear from the people, man. The people that gave us their time, man. So, hey, we ain't like them other niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all being here. We appreciate y'all spending y'all time with us, and we like to hear y'all input. I just dropped the number in the chat. You could call that number, or you could click that link and come on up, man. You know what I'm saying? Tell us what you think about the show, how you doing it. Don't be scared to come to the day room. You ain't got to have to been to prison to be able to step in the day room, man. The day room open for any and everybody, man.
Yeah, man. Y'all show up, man. If y'all want to come to the day room, man, and just sit down and chat, man, because you know it's a bunch of motherfuckers that's free, but they in prison in their own world. So don't act like you're not.
Right.
You
Factuals, know? Man. But
nah, it is what it is, man.
That was a good one, man. I appreciate Tune coming in, giving his story. And we're going to get some more of the LA homies on here. You know what I'm saying? And there's different people from around the world, around the, not the world, but around the nation to be able to tell a story, man, and give us their side of the pain. As you say, man, this pain is very expensive, man. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't no doubt.
Yeah, we able to sit here and package it and present it to y'all in a manner in which it is, but it is pain, man, and it is real horrible. That's why I got off of here. When they start talking about that dookie shit, I'm out, man. Yeah, y'all going a little bit too deep in the goddamn me. I'm gone, man. I gotta get out of this motherfucker, man. I gotta duck off right here, man. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. We got a caller, man. Yo, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, checking in from Dallas, man. That was a great interview.
Okay,
like the way you
time.
brothers, don't glorify that prison and nothing. Y'all just telling y'all stories of it, man.
Yeah,
Making it make sense.
yeah, facts, man. We just trying to tell the stories, man. And again, you gotta laugh to keep from crying, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, y'all damn sure don't want to watch us cry on this bitch for an hour.
Yeah, now at least y'all benefited from that penitentiary. Y'all figured something out, man.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that. That's another thing, man. You know, it's a stigma about people that have been to prison that they can't get right. You know what I'm saying? It's some people online that represent the side of niggas that went to jail that can't get right. So we just want to show the other side. We the niggas that got right. Man. Can you hear me?
You faded out. I can hear you now.
Yeah, I say we just the ones that got right, man. We want to be able to show that.
Yeah, man. I like what you brothers doing, man. I was just checking in, man.
All right, appreciate that, homie.
Much love.
Yes.
Well, what's up, show you love? See you still playing them games, huh?
Still playing them games.
Like a motherfucker. I'm trying to see, man. I'm trying to hand out some free world ass whoopings. I'm trying to I got time today.
Man, you a motherfucker, man.
Say, well, you a fool.
I got time today.
Hey, caller.
You a motherfucker, man.
Hey, caller, you gotta turn down your shit in the back, man. You got us turned up too loud. You gotta turn that shit down. I'm finna bring you back up, but turn that shit down. Show Your Love is a troll, y'all. That's Show Your Love. Lil Travis out of Houston. I be telling my chat about that nigga.
That's my
that
boy,
nigga
man.
troll.
Show You Love, man. Show You Love. Say he getting us some ass whooped on this game.
Hey, talk to us, homie.
What up?
What up? Talk to us. Hello?
What's going down?
Oh, that's Blue Hands. What's up, Blue Hands?
What's up, Hands?
Hello?
What's up? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you, CRIPTonite, CEO Hockley and OG Hollywood.
What's going down?
I see y'all in the hood where it's all good, man. This Blue Hands checking in, man. I missed the show, man, but I already know y'all done y'all best shit, man.
Oh, yeah, man. You know we ran the play, man. We ran it how it went.
Yeah, I miss it because, you know, I fuck with that guy Cartoon, man. Yeah, I ain't cat, man.
Oh, yeah, he was always all the way tapped in, man. You know what I'm saying? He kept it 1,000.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was just tapping in. I seen y'all was in the middle of the conclusion of the goddamn Dayroom. I caught the dogs so they rolled. You did?
Yeah, definitely, man. We appreciate you tapping in, homie. I know you're going to get it on the playback. Appreciate you.
For sure.
All
right, man.
Yeah, man. Blue Hands is back online, man. If y'all don't know, he back online. That's King Shoe, real from the trio. Y'all got to go by his page and check that out, man. Salute to everybody that watched the show this week, last week. This is our second week. Y'all see the duo, OG Hollywood, CRIPTonite, CEO Hockley in the building, and this is what we bringing, man. We gonna keep bringing this to y'all. Some week we gonna have guests. Some week we not gonna have guests. You know, because we got enough stories and enough discussion to be able to tell y'all some of the real, actual factuals about making that transition of being a criminal to being a grown man. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about the levels of maturity to it, man. And with that, man, hey, that's it, Hollywood, man. I'm good. You got something else you want to share?
You know what I always say, man, the most dangerous man is the man with a made-up mind, man, whether it's negative or whether it's positive, man. Like I said, man, remember to always keep your head on the swivel, man, and let's try to be a better person than you were the day before, man, and that's all that counts, man. And never, ever let your past define your future, man. As you can see, we've both been incarcerated, and there was 3 incarcerated people. However, we here, man, and we ain't going nowhere. Bringing it 110 all the way across the board, man, the Ferguson Chronicles. You can't get that nowhere else. And I'm not.
Hey, then we forgot. Look at that gear, man. Look at that gear, man. Look how hard that Savage Drive is, man. So before we get out of here, man, You got to goddamn tell them about that. Say, hold on, wait. Here we go right here. Let's do it, man. This episode is sponsored by... Yo, this your boy CEO Hockley. Real quick, man. Today's episode is being sponsored by OGHollywoodspeaks.com. Yes, that's right. OGHollywoodspeaks.com has this fly gear, man. Savage Drive, man. He has this very fly gear, man. He's a former prisoner that changed his life, did 25 years after receiving a life sentence, got home, and he been home 10 years, man. He's been out. He's been free 10 years. He has his own clothing line called Savage Drive. It represents the kind of drive you need to have to make it to the top, the kind of drive you need to have to stay free, right? And as we talk about this prison topic, I want to highlight and show and give respects to those that have been to prison and that are doing the right things in today's society. Everybody go to OGHollywoodspeaks.com and get that Savage Drive. If you got the drive it takes to be successful, man, support him. Also, you can follow him on YouTube. You can follow him on all social medias at OGHollywoodspeaks.com. We appreciate the support here at CEO Talk, and we also like to support other black people doing something positive, man. Savage Drive, that is the clothing line. Get yours today. Salute.
Facts, man. And with that being said, man, guess what?
We out.